Greetings, Wyslouch here. Welcome to Quick Tips. Today's quick tip is play your scales in triads. I did a quick tip on this back in 2021, quick tip number 17, but I want to revisit this topic in light of our most recent quick tip analyzing Alex Hargreaves' solo. So the basic exercise is this. You learn a new scale like C Dorian. Now, in this quick tip, I want to suggest playing that same scale but in triads. So you start on the 1, C, and you go up a third twice to an E flat and then to a G. Then you go to the 2, the next note on the scale, and you do the same thing. 2, go up a third twice, F, A. Go to the 3rd, E flat, go up a third twice. So we're slowly outlining each of the triads in the C Dorian scale. On the way down, I'll do it in retrograde. So for example, I just got to a B flat at the top of the position. Now I go down a third twice. B flat down to a G, down to an E flat. What is that? It's an E flat major triad in retrograde, backwards. So I do all the triads now with thirds going down. So 7th going down the thirds, outlines an E flat triad. A going down in thirds, outlines the 2 triad, in this case the D minor triad. I go all the way down the position, all the way back up, then I land on the root. It's a great way to build technique within the scale. And some new pathways that'll give you some new melodic ideas. If you remember from the last quick tip, there was all this flowing 8th note connective tissue in Alex Hargreaves' solo. Most of it was comprised of the intervals of seconds and thirds. So we practice seconds scale steps by playing scales up and down. This exercise then opens up the intervals of thirds in a big way going across a scale. In the same way, it's good to know what note happens right after another one in the scale as a scale step. It's also good to know what note is a third up from any scale note. Good. So this is a great way to also get familiar with the different triads within new scales. So in quick tip 17, I used the major scale, but now we're talking about C Dorian, which has a 1, a 2, a flat 3, 4, 5, 6, a flat 7, and a 1. The 1 triad in C Dorian is a 1 minor. The 2 triad is a 2 minor. The flat 3 triad is major. The 4 is major also. The 5 is a minor triad. The 6 chord is a diminished chord, and the flat 7 chord is major. In the same way that in the major scale, you know 1, 4, 5 is major, 2, 3, and 6 is minor, it's good to develop this sensibility across all different types of scales, like Dorian. 1, 4, 5 is minor, major, minor. 1, 2, 3 is minor, minor, major. The flat 7 is major. This will help out your dexterity. It'll help out your mental knowledge of the scales. And I suggest you just put on a backing track and just sort of start experimenting doing 8th note phrases where you combine scale steps and these triads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. In light also of our recent quick tip on upper structures, quick tip 103, this will start giving you some ideas of the triads within the scale that'll give you this upper structure-y sound. Hey, if I'm playing on a C minor chord, And then I access a D minor triad. Gives you that nice open sound. We're highlighting a 9, an 11, and a 13. Cool. If you enjoy these lesson videos, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Consider becoming a patron on my Patreon page. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for another quick tip.